How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm fine, yeah. I'm still quite calm, to be honest.
Will you freak out if anything goes wrong, or are you quite relaxed?
Ooh, I will freak out. I'm being honest, I'm not gonna lie, I will freak out.
I think we all know what we want from a wedding. Drunk by noon, quick go on a bridesmaid, chocolate fountain. But what do we want from a marriage?
A good marriage, you know, one that lasts for years. So I've gate-crashed a wedding, and in this film, I'm nosing about in the lives of 6 married couples to find out.
They're not normal or ordinary, but they got married and they stayed married and they're happy.
I've always found weddings a bit bonkers, but each year, 250,000 couples get married in the UK. And today, it's David and Natalie's turn.
I, David,
do take thee, Natalie,
do take thee, Natalie,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
It does make you think of all the vows. I think it sort of reminded me of why I was shitting my pants so much when I decided to do it.
David, would you like to kiss your beautiful bride?
I'm actually fine with the for better or worse bit, but till death do us part? That's almost morbid.
So you've been married 49 years. How do you stay happy?
I'm out most of the time. All
Are
I
you?
sees very little of me.
Right, okay. Stay away from your wife and you'll have a happy marriage. That's actually beautiful. What do you think is a good tip to someone getting married to have a long and happy marriage?
Too many people these days just get married for the sake of getting married, let's have a party, and a divorce within a year. You know, if you're going to do it, it's for life.
Oh, God, that doesn't sound fun, does it? Not when you say it like that. How are you supposed to make it work for life? In this film, I'm meeting husbands and wives and finding out how they do it.
In the morning, I run his bath and I give him his clean socks and underpants. Come on, get up, Chris, there's a cup of tea waiting for you.
I want to know what couples believe is important. Like, you know, sex and stuff.
And squeeze. Do you get the idea?
I surely do.
What's really a deal breaker?
Am I being unfaithful or aren't I being unfaithful?
You're definitely being unfaithful.
Can anyone tell me how to have a good marriage? One tragic thing that people say about marriage is that the sex slows down, gets a bit shit, and then stops.
There's this quote that says, if you put a penny in a jar for every time you have sex in the first year of marriage, and then you take a penny out of the jar for every time you have sex for the rest of your marriage, you'll still have pennies left in the jar. I'm going to meet a couple, Kavita and Roland, who reckon that they're going to be depositing pennies for decades to come. They're going to need a bigger jar.
We have an absolutely mind-blowing sex life, and everything else is just a matter of doing whatever else it is until we can get back to having an absolutely mind-blowing sex life.
Kavita and Roland are both on their second marriages, and they're happier than ever. Good for them.
I'm very lucky with my husband because he's a wild man and he's not afraid to try new things.
I love your cleavage.
Oh, thank you, especially for you.
Thank you.
If they aren't having sex, they're talking about sex or thinking about sex. And handily, they are tantric sex teachers who teach couples to improve their sex lives.
And stretch.
Every morning they do Pilates together. Sexy Pilates.
And would you like me to show you what Ro and I do next?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, hang on, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to sit on Roland and we're going to do some squeezing and pumping while I'm sitting on him.
Okay, so kind of like dry humping.
A little bit like that. So on the in-breath, we push the pelvis out. And on the out-breath, we bring our pelvises together and squeeze. And again. Do you get the idea?
I surely do.
Do you want to get on and give it a go?
Do not.
And we like to think that everything is sex.
Yeah.
And so we're making love really from the minute we wake up to the minute we go to sleep.
Wow.
We're making love.
We can show you a way to have a cup of tea together and for it to be a really deep experience, and it's something that really opens a connection between you two.
A sexy cup of tea?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that. I really would.
Oh, maybe I should have asked for a coffee. Can you make sexy coffee? I should have asked.
So I'm going to ask Roland to pour the essence of himself into the tea.
Will it get me pregnant?
It will not get you pregnant. Ro is going to gaze into the tea, and he's just going to allow thoughts of himself, his past life, anything that makes him up to be the man that he is today. He's going to allow it all to pour into the tea.
You in there?
Okay. So Sharon, as you drink the tea, you just visualise that masculine essence mixing and merging inside you.
Drink it.
Yeah, you can drink it. It's nice. And while you're drinking it, you can look at Roland and just see him as he is now.
Should I say anything or no? That's it.
If you want to.
That's delicious. I really tasted something a little extra in there.
Roland's essence.
Bloody hell. Nice essence, Roland.
Thank you.
And now for the second part of the tea ceremony, you're actually going to have your feet massaged. Yes, you are.
See?
He's connecting with you through your foot.
Wow. Hope I don't come. Shit. Imagine how embarrassing that would be for everyone.
This is how Roland got me into bed.
Really?
With a foot massage.
Wow. He's pretty damn good, actually.
Oh, yeah. I'm a lucky girl.
Yeah.
The moment I was afraid of. Swapsies.
Feels really
Don't
good.
start. Don't make that noise.
Really good.
Don't do that sex noise. God, my mum and dad are watching this.
Don't think. Discover his foot through your fingers. Just, it's like.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
it's
it.
good. So it's like exploring.
I'm gonna open my eyes now because that felt
yeah.
a bit intimate. Boop 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 doo doo. It's over.
Lovely. Thank
you.
you.
Welcome.
That's
Thank you
good.
very
Is it good?
much. Lovely. Felt gorgeous.
They walk every day, but this is no ordinary walk. This is a sexy walk.
So I was expecting it to be more of a, you know,
A romp in the
sexy
bushes.
time. Yeah.
We've had some sexy times in the woods, haven't we, babe?
We most certainly have.
In fact, naked picnicking in that little coppice over
You've
there.
done naked picnicking.
Oh, yeah.
And just like walks and tea, the mobile phone is an instrument of pleasure too. Not like that.
You know the calendar in your telephone?
Yes.
You randomly set a time and an event in the day
Yeah.
and just put in some kind of instruction that has to be done right then and there.
Okay.
Like, take your top off, or suck my ear.
So what if you're, you know, sitting with your mother-in-law?
It can get quite tricky.
Imagine how it works. Go, OK, you read the message quietly and then you stop. You just give her the most amazing, focused, gorgeous, sexy kiss that you can think of. And just, you know,
I am here, you know.
lovely.
We haven't forgotten you, don't worry.
When I got past the kissing, massage and tea, I realised that the key to their marriage isn't sex. It's something rather old-fashioned.
I love romance, and I would say that most people get married for the romance of it, and then it just flies out the window because they don't keep working at it and keeping that foundation of sensuality going. So it becomes domestic, it becomes boring, and...
Didn't you ever get tired of looking so deeply into each other's eyes? Every time I look at you, you're like staring deeply into each other's eyes.
People say that.
I would want to slap someone.
If I was your husband, I'd be looking into your eyes and gazing deeply into your soul a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
I think the thing about Kavita and Roland's marriage is that, to me, it just seems unachievable. You can't be sexy all the time. I mean, they're sexy all the time. They're just on the horn all constantly. And I couldn't be washing up and just thinking, stop looking at me like that all the time. And the thing is, they are, like I said, they're really lucky that they found each other, because there's not many people who'd put up with that. This woman had the opposite problem. No sex at all for 13 years. Her answer? Not a divorce. Taking lovers.
I like being married. I just sometimes don't like being married to my husband. So I borrow somebody else's.
At the wedding, you promised to forsake all others. In front of your granny. Pressure or what? But what happens if you break that promise? I'm about to meet a married woman who is regularly unfaithful and has agreed to talk to me about it. All I know is she's called Luella and she's wearing a wig. It feels a bit like a blind date. What's she gonna look like? I think this is her coming. It's definitely her, I think, because she's smiling at me. Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I'm guessing you're Luella.
Hey, great to
Hello,
meet you. How
nice to
lovely.
meet
How are
you.
you?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, you look fabulous.
Oh, thank you, so do you.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. Thanks. I think I kind of made the decision to have an affair almost by accident. I just typed married dating into Google.
What colour are you naturally?
Your colour.
Are you? So why do you wear the wig?
I have an alter ego.
How often do you sort of become your alter ego?
Whenever I go out.
Go out?
Well, go out to play, I guess.
Oh, OK. Her alter ego is called Luella, and she wears the wig on first dates with new lovers. And me. So you've been married for 18 years.
Married for 18 years.
And what's your outlook on marriage?
I love being married. You know, being married is being part of a team. But what happened to me, on our 13th wedding anniversary, I stood outside the back door naked and I said, would you like to make love to me, darling, because it's our wedding anniversary, or would you like a bacon sandwich? And he looked me up and down and he said, I think I'll have the bacon sandwich. But, you know, we'd been in a celibate marriage since the children were born.
Right.
Which, you know, the children are now 15 and 13.
Ay, caramba. Luella signed up to a married dating website. Yes, there is such a thing. Look it up. No, don't look it up. But it took her 6 months before she did anything.
I'd never looked outside my marriage before. Right. And crossing
Scary,
that...
I guess.
Well, you know, you stand up in the church in front of your friends, you know, and say, you know, this is the man for me, till death us do part, forsaking all others. And actually, crossing that boundary isn't easy. I don't think it's easy for anybody. I really don't.
I guess you and your husband had talked about it and this is what you were going to do.
No. I did tell him after about 3 years, actually, of being on the site, and he said, you can do whatever you like. He said, just don't leave me. Oh. So, am I being unfaithful or aren't I being unfaithful?
You're definitely being unfaithful.
Because I'm technically married. But I have permission to do what I like and to step outside the boundaries of that marriage. And he sent me a text the other day and he said, I will always love you. Oh. And I replied and I said, what, even if I'm unfaithful? And he said, unfaithful only has one L.
You'd spelt it with 2 L's. For God's sake, Luella. But I think that's quite witty of him. I quite like the sound of him.
No, he is a great guy. He's a great guy.
Easy to judge her life, harder to live it. Luella takes a lover because she can't bear the idea of divorce or celibacy.
Hi, good afternoon.
Are you well?
I'm really well. I would love some sausage rolls.
So this is the best butcher?
Oh, this is an amazing butcher's.
You know what this lady needs more than anything is good quality bacon. Bacon has let her down in the past. I couldn't help noticing that Luella was trying to get it on with the butcher.
We love a blue-eyed boy.
By the way, you are a terrible flirt. I mean,
yeah.
my God!
I know.
Were you always?
I think so, probably, yes. Which is why being celibate in a marriage didn't work for me.
But that's what I don't understand. I don't understand how you could have lasted that long. I mean, knowing the person you are and...
Oh, because it's like a switch and I just switched it off.
But really?
Yeah, I just switched it off. Put the children first, put the family first, put work first, because other things were more important.
But if you can't switch it off, there's marital dating. Luella's found all her lovers through a website which has 670,000 members. Luella's lover has moved away recently and she's looking for a new one.
What age can you go up to? 92! OK.
You want to look at him?
I'm looking for a good-looking girl, ideally aged between 21 and 30. Fuck you, Liam 242
No, I'm sure
300.
he's lovely. I'm sure he's lovely. But actually, this guy sounds really nice. Married for 20 years, with all that entails.
I am a stocky build, which is not a euphemism for fat. As for my best feature, that could be my brown eyes, my legs, or something else altogether, depending on your point of view. My God.
On your point of view, i.e. whether you're looking at him from the front or behind, I guess, is probably what that suggestion is.
Well, I think that's a bit forward. This has changed your life, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think it has changed my life. Yeah. I don't want to live a sexless life. And relationships aren't all about sex. Of course they're not. But they're the icing on the cake. I like icing.
Look, anyone with eyes can see that she's cheating. I mean, it's simple adultery. She's been given permission by her husband. All he cares about is that she doesn't go, and she doesn't want to go. He's her best friend, they're happily married, they've got kids, and so the only way she can keep that is by, you know, taking lovers. And I suppose you have to sort of ask, if no one's getting hurt, then where's the problem?
But you don't think of any of the tricky stuff like sexless marriage when you first meet, especially if it's love at first sight.
I could tell when I first met Norma that she was, I called her classy. She was very refined. You know, this is why she stood out for the rest of the crowd.
I'm in Brighton to meet two lovebirds, Chris and Norma.
In the morning, I run his bath and I give him his clean socks and underpants. Come on, get up, Chris, there's a cup of tea waiting for you.
Norma is 32 years older than Chris. She was brought up on rationing, while Chris was brought up on Nintendo.
I hate computers, I hate mobile phones.
Whereas me, I can't live without my technology. Life would be boring.
He's constantly on his phone. I tell him off for it.
Hello.
Welcome to our humble abode.
Hi, Chris.
They first met when Chris was 18 and Norma was 50 and have been married for 13 years.
And that's Chris, the day I met him.
Wow.
Me at 18.
He was more sort of grown up then than he is now.
Really?
Yeah. And that was the night I met him, actually.
Norma had gone to a holiday camp to get over her first failed marriage. She was spotted by Chris, who was there with his mum and dad.
It's every younger guy's fantasy to go out with an older woman, but not necessarily act on it. And I just walked up to her, bold as brass. All right, love, are you coming for a drink?
And I thought, he's going to get me handbag. He's going to nick me handbag. And I thought...
She thought it was a mugger.
So what did you do? You ran a mile?
Was you the first
Sorry,
cougar?
everything had gone wrong for 27 years. Let's try it. Let's see what happens if I die. If we die, you know what I mean?
So when did you tell your parents that you'd met a 50-year-old woman and you were
After
gonna...
the first week.
And it was serious?
And we were on the way home, and I said, look, I've met a girl. And my mum and dad said, well, it's a holiday romance. It's probably not going to last.
3 weeks later, Chris blew all his pocket money on an engagement ring.
I think I said, now, I know we've not known each other for a long time. You know, we have got a massive age difference. But what the hell, will you marry me? And then I just went, and she just said yes straight away.
Norma, that's lunacy.
I'm still married at the time as well.
You were still married?
Yeah.
I'm 32 years older than him, and you'd known him a week. You went, come on!
Yeah, yeah.
All the signs are saying this is to be.
When we first got together, we had lots of opposition and lots of sniggers and lots of sneers. But we've become known for having an age gap. Generally now, it'll be good comments. I think you're brilliant. I think it's wonderful you'd stayed together. But 10 years ago, it was, I think it's disgusting.
It's an extra good story because it's been 16 years. It's a proper love story, isn't it?
Yeah. But even proper love stories have some cracks.
He's got no bloody sense of humour.
I'm the boring one who's very reserved and quiet, and
Yeah,
Norma's
I
the one
get
who's
told off for being...
bubbly and over the top.
I get told off. I'm 66, right, and I'm the one that's all hyper and happy.
We should
And
swap.
you're 34, and you're the one that's a miserable little...
If any marriage is going to last, it's all about the small stuff. The devil is in the detail and the shopping list.
Do you normally do the shopping together?
We always do the shopping together.
Do you?
Yeah.
No, who does the cooking?
Me mainly.
But our food tastes differ because Norma's very worldly and she will eat anything, and I'm very...
Norma's worldly?
Yeah,
I'm very
worldly, as in...
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, Norma will eat anything from any nationality, Italian,
That's what I mean.
French, Greek.
I like food all over the world.
Whereas I'm very boring.
So what I'll do, I'll make him a cottage pie with the mince, and then I'll leave half of it out and make myself
do a spaghetti bolognese for herself.
and put it in the oven at the same time. So we both get what we want.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the rule then? Is that what makes a good marriage? You both getting a bit of... One gets a bit of cottage pie, the other gets a bit of bolognese.
It's a bit of give and take.
Yeah, I bet. So what are the pluses of being married to an older woman?
The way Norma looks after me. The fact that
What do we do every day?
Norma was already a proper woman. She was already being a wife. She already knew how to look after me, and she already knew about life. And I suppose that's helped me in a way to keep me on track.
What do you think you would have got if you'd married a younger girl then?
Nothing but trouble, I suppose. I would have got if I married a younger girl.
I think he's got the best of both worlds.
I think he has.
Yeah, because he's
Too
got...
right.
I'm his mother and his lover.
Even though they have this huge age gap and on the outside they look so completely incompatible, they meet in the middle. He's a traditional old man trapped in the body of a young man, and she's a free-spirited young woman trapped in the body of an old lady. Older lady. She'd hate me to say old lady.
Kiss me, honey, honey, kiss me. Thrill me, honey, honey, thrill me. Don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop.
Chris and Norma are so wrong, they're right for each other, with 13 years of marriage to prove it.
Don't care even if I blow my top, but honey, honey, don't stop.
See, it's true. Love changes everything. But marriage changes everything more. It is a lawful contract.
I've effectively said from Monday to Friday, expect nothing. And therefore anything that Andrew does get is a bonus.
What was it like getting married today? Don't you think you're a bit young for that kind of commitment? Once you have kids, marriage is a completely different beast. Suddenly there's 2 jobs on offer, carer and breadwinner. Doesn't matter who does it, but here's one thing I know for sure. Someone's got to man up and be the wife.
She's the one who puts the roof over her head and makes sure there's meals on the table, whereas I'm the one who actually makes the meals and puts them on the table.
In this marriage, working mother Lydia is the sole breadwinner.
I've effectively said from Monday to Friday, expect nothing. And therefore anything that Andrew does get is a bonus.
And Andrew is the full-time house husband. Andrew took time out from his job in the city because of a heart condition.
Good morning, Superman. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's alive.
But being at home with kids Zavi and Tazy worked out so well for the family, he didn't go back. He's even got them on an incentive scheme. His kids, not his wife.
They have to average 7 out of 10 for the week. Then they get £1 pocket money at the end of the week.
Where do you earn your points?
Just general behaviour, listening, you know, doing what you're told, that kind of stuff.
Yesterday I just went up to 9.5 to make up for 2 6s.
To make up for 2 6s, I went up to 9.5.
Yeah,
Now I
in
understand.
his silly voice. Right, get your school shirt on.
Tazy, are you having OT Bix? So where's Lydia this morning?
She was up early to go to boot camp. Runs around for 45 minutes, then comes back, gets dressed and goes to work quite often before I'm even up. So...
No way.
Yeah. Oh.
So what time does she get up then? Or she doesn't actually go to bed?
Yeah. Right, guys, let's go.
So Lydia's up doing lunges before the office and Andrew's on the school run. It's a straight swap.
It's not a race.
It is.
OK, let's
But
go.
do men and women feel differently about doing the other traditional gender role?
I did feel funny about not earning any money. Yeah, I might want to go and buy her some flowers or something. It's like, can I have some money so I can go buy you some flowers? Now I'm not earning anything. What am I going to do for money? Do we set a monthly sum aside and that's what I need? You know, I think it used to be called pin money or something, you know.
Your housekeeping, that's what
Yeah,
it's called.
doing whatever, you know. It's tricky being in that situation.
I was a full-time mum for 3 years, and when we first got together and we went joint account, I thought, brilliant, whatever I buy is now half price. Then when I gave up work, everything was free, and I've never had a problem spending the money.
Andrew has had to get used to spending Lydia's money as part of taking the traditional stay-at-home wife and mother role. Lydia's also had to adjust. She's happily thrown herself into her career full-time as a management consultant, but found it hard to give up the day-to-day control of the home.
I've had to learn to say, actually, that it's not my job. My job is to go out and have the career and be successful, and his job is to make sure everything at home's fine. And ultimately, what's important is that the children are safe and fed, not that the lawn's mowed or the kitchen floor's been mopped.
Yeah.
She may not stand over him, but she's pretty clear what she wants done in the house when.
I prefer to have the house cleaned at the end of the week, so it's nice for me when I come home. But he'll work out what he wants to cook for the week and then talk to me about it, and then he'll go and shop for it on a Monday.
Tuesday, fresh pasta carbonara sauce and carrots. Thursday, lasagna. That is an excellent menu. He's like the ultimate yummy mummy, 6 foot, all 6'7" of him.
Well, I think he's yummy.
Something you can say is...
Are you serious?
What?
Is that...
This is what I wear to go cycling, yeah.
Wow.
I told you, I'm a mammal. Middle-aged man in lycra.
Wow. Poor you.
Well, you know...
When did that happen?
When I hit 40, really.
Do you ever think about Lydia at work slaving her bollocks off while you're out having a cycle?
No, because I'm working quite hard as well.
So every day, you're just picking up, dropping off, picking up again, dropping off again.
Yeah.
Final pick-up and final drop-off.
He's running a small people taxi service. After-school club, ballet, gym class, homework. It all looks under control, well, to me anyway, but there's always time for a check-up call, a spot of backseat mothering from Lydia.
Your husband's doing very well. You're not shouting at the children yet? No. No, I'm super impressed.
And he's a happier husband than when he used to go out to work with the big people.
We'd spent a lot of time on weekends having, you know, competitive tiredness. It's like...
Competitive tiredness.
Oh, absolutely. It's like,
We do that.
I've been working a 60-hour week or whatever.
Yeah. When I'd get in the
other.
evening, my husband would say, how are you? And I'd go, I'm tired. How are you? And he'd go, I'm tired. And then it was just, that was it. It was the basis of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a vow to not say tired, just don't say I'm tired.
Mm.
You just find other ways to say it. Or you just come in
Yeah.
and go, oh, God.
Yeah, your turn to look after the kids.
Yeah, so that's called competitive tiredness. I like that.
Wifey texting, home in half an hour. Just in time for dinner, what a surprise. Yeah, she'll kill me for that comment.
Do you dream of a day when you'll
Okay,
be actually making a white sauce?
No. It's just not going to happen.
So it's 25 to 8, and Lydia is minutes away. He has the supper ready and the kids are bathed. Everything's just done and ready. She's going to get in and she'll have nice, clean kids to kiss. Hello. And her tea ready. Hello. Lucky mare. I definitely understand it when my husband says that we need a wife. We do need a wife. It's just sadly not going to be either of us.
He says he can't cook, he can properly cook.
He's had to learn.
What other skills has Andrew learnt doing the house husband thing?
Multitasking, but I think that's an ever evolving skill.
I'm still at the bottom of the learning curve on that one.
Yeah.
There's still a long way to go.
Did you find that you were sort of micromanaging Andrew for a while?
I was awful.
Really? Did you have to stop that?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you stopped it?
I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better than I was.
Put it this way, as I have a long way to go in my multitasking, Lydia has...
I still have a way to go with letting go.
The nagging. I mean, the letting go.
Thanks.
Hi guys, chow time.
So what if Lydia can't let go? Andrew's house spousing has been great for their marriage.
So who'll put them to bed now?
It'll still be Andrew.
It'll still be Andrew.
It'll still be Andrew.
Wow. Well, before I go to sleep, I'm gonna go and see my kids and my husband. Good luck with bedtime, Andrew.
Yeah.
Have a nice glass of wine on the sofa, Lydia.
Seeing as you're going to miss out.
I salute you, Lydia. Congratulations, you've got it all. It's got a lot going for it. But I think you need a very specific type of person to make it work. She's not a ball breaker, but she is alpha. And he's just so easygoing, he may as well just be horizontal.
Next, I meet married identical twins who live with their husbands in the same house.
Who's the boss in your marriage?
In ours, Joe.
In your marriage to your husband, Joe is the self... OK, I need to try and compute that. Nobody really knows what goes on in other people's marriages. Marriages are private with good reason. You need space for naked arguments. Ooh, and a bad atmosphere. Could a marriage really survive without privacy? Normally there's one marital bed. What if there was two?
I'm Jo, this is my husband Graham. We've been married for 38 years. This is my twin sister Diane, her husband Chaz, and we've all lived together in the same house for 23 years.
Two attractive-looking women, you'd never want to go astray because why would you when they both look the same anyway? You just wouldn't.
Jo, Graham and Diane and Chaz started their married lives living separately. But then kids came along, they clubbed together, bought a house and all moved in. 2 twins, 2 husbands and 4 children as one family.
I'm scared of twins. I actually am.
Hello, hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Sharon. So this is the kitchen that you all use. There's no separate... I don't know what...
Do you know what? Everybody asks that. Everybody
Really?
says, how do you divide the house up? Apart from the bedrooms, the house isn't divided up. It's a house.
So thanks for having me for breakfast. Is that
I'm still trying to work out who's who. God knows how the men told them apart on their first date.
How did you meet?
It was at a kind of a used to go dinner dances, and me being a typical guy, I waited till the very last dance of the evening when it was do or die, and go up to both of them because I didn't know which one to ask to dance. But as it happened,
Joe had already made up her mind.
But you were just like, eeny, meeny, miny, I'll go to the one who's pushed the sister out of the way.
She literally went like...
How long were you living together before you had to work out what the rules were?
We had a few rules before we moved in. Simple things like shoes and coats weren't to be dumped in the hall.
And don't sleep with the other wife.
yeah, that's always...
So who normally does the cooking?
Joe probably does a bit more than I do at
Do
the
you?
moment, but
Because
I don't work as many days.
so you were never like, hang on, my wife's doing more cooking than your wife.
Oh, no.
Sort your wife out.
No.
So this would only work if you were easygoing. Yeah, you two were
so easy.
I'm laid back and Chaz is nearly comatose.
Do you think doing that, having that communal lifestyle and marriage has made your marriage work better?
I suppose the idea of not having just a couple, having 4 of us, when you're all sitting there and chatting, you don't run out of things to say so quickly because we do have slightly different jobs and different environments.
See, actually, it's just less boring.
You want to join up?
Huh?
You want to join up?
Are you inviting me to move in?
Why not?
Why, yes. Yes, I will. Let me just go and get my thing. Wow, this is great. 4 lazy boys, 4 footstools, 1 massive box. OK, onwards. I want to see the rest.
Oh.
You know what I really want to see is 4 little beds in a row.
No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't exist
3 bears
anymore.
style. The 4 married bears have always had separate bedrooms. Oh, what a great look. What a dude. But their 4 kids grew up together sharing rooms.
Sure. This was
Were all the beds
I don't want that
this size?
No.
Oh, please say they were this size. Because this fits into
the
my
3
whole
dwarfs.
Disney theme
No,
for
it
your
doesn't.
family.
Yeah.
It's like a sort of Disney-fied commune. Because it is a commune, they're all living together under one roof, but unlike a sort of hippie commune, which is all rules and what you can do and what you can't do, there's none of that. There's not even a Post-it note on the fridge. Their only rule is don't leave your coat in the hallway. And yet it all works because they're all just in tune with each other. I don't know if it's the twin telepathy thing going on, but it's just perfectly harmonious. Amazing.
One reason for this harmony may be that Joe and Diane are marriage's biggest fans. They've been selling wedding dresses for the last 20 years, and to them, every woman who walks through the door of their shop is a fairy tale waiting to happen.
OK, Sharon, come and show.
Including me.
Mommy, I'm beautiful. Wow. It's, I've never felt less comfortable. You know how back in the day, you used to have your hen night and stag night the night before?
Yeah.
You can't wear a wedding dress with a hangover face. I've just realised.
Unlike the dress, neither Diane or Joe is a frothy romantic.
Who's the boss in your marriage?
In ours, Joe.
In your marriage to your husband, Joe is the self. Okay, I need to try and compute that. I can't. It doesn't make sense.
We've even talked about the future, because let's be fair, one of these days we can start popping our clogs. And it could end up me and Graham, or Joe and Chaz. We've got to get on together, haven't we? Unless we want to separate.
But how would that be if that worked out in a good way? I mean, what if you... What if
We think it's going to be me and you left, don't we?
It will be. It will be. Although, if it ended up Diane and Graham, how do you think that would work out?
I think we would just live in harmony. We
You'd
would
live in
still
harmony.
be our own rooms. We would live in harmony.
And you and Chaz?
Yeah, I think ours would be a little bit more fractious, I think.
Would it?
You might be. I'd take care of him for you, Di. I'd take care of him, rest assured.
Wow, that's dark. But you are going to outlive them, so let me...
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
It's like Christmas every Sunday lunch. Between them, they founded a twinesty. I guess it's just a shame there aren't more eligible identical twins around.
Marriage is hard. You have to work at it like it's a job or something. A really hard, unpaid, unless you're a wag, full-time job. But for all the couples I met, it's worth it. So
Even if your marriage is on the rocks, or, you know, your wife dates other husbands, or you have no privacy, or she's 2 generations older than him, they all think it's worth it. So that's positive. We all just have to work really hard. Come on, team marriage. I'm willing.
And again.
Just don't make me drink sexy tea, please.